for tuning in and watching Beethoven of the Ukulele. I just performed pages 14 and 15 of the first movement of the Pastoral Symphony by Beethoven. Pretty excited because we're near the end. I have about 4 more pages to go, and then I'll be finished with the first movement and ready to perform the first movement in its entirety. So it's pretty exciting. Today I want to talk a little bit about a device that we see through a lot of the Pastoral Symphony, but on page 15 specifically, I was talking about this passage right here. So what we're doing there is we're moving in parallel thirds. And what a third is just a distance between 2 notes that involves 3 note names. So if I play, let's say, an F right here, and then I go to the next note in the scale, which is a G, that would be a second, 2 notes. Then the note above that is an A, and between the F and an A is a third. Okay, F, G, A. So the thirds are the basic building blocks of Western harmony. So most of the chords that Beethoven uses and everybody else are built upon the thirds. If you take a line, if you take a melody and you harmonize it with a note a third above in the scale, you get a really nice effect. And so you should practice playing scales in thirds parallel to each other. There's a handout that you can get if you subscribe to my email list that goes with page 15 that has some parallel thirds in the key of F. And the first set is on the first string. So I start with an F and an A, and I go up to the next third here, G and a B flat, and this is an A and a C, then a B flat and a D, then a C and an E, then a D and an F, then an E and a G, and finally an F and an A clear up here. You might notice there are 2 different shapes involved. One is I'm playing a note on the second string, and then I go back to the first string and play a note 1 fret lower than that. That interval is what we call a major third. Sometimes I'm playing a note on the second string and going to a note on the first string 2 frets back, and that interval is what we call a minor third. So if I play this again, starting right here with an F and an A, that's a major third, then a minor third, minor third, major third, major third, minor third, minor third, major third. Look at the PDF and you can practice that. That would be a good thing to practice to get comfortable with how that works. It sounds fantastic and it works for a lot of situations. I could do the same thing, play parallel thirds between the notes on the second string and the third string. So in this key of F, I start with a D note on the third string, go up to an F note. Okay, and then I could go to an E note and a G note, F and an A. Then we have a G and a B flat, and then an A and a C, and then B flat and a D, and then finally C and an E, and then a D and an F. So between the second and third string pairs, the major and minor thirds look like this. A minor third, I'll play a note and then go 1 fret back on the adjacent string. So there's, for example, between a D and an F. Then a major third, both of the notes are the same fret. Whoops. Right here's a major third. So you could practice that along the second string. By the way, you could take that passage from the Pastoral Symphony and instead of fingering it like I fingered it in my transcription, you could put all of it on the second and third strings and just move the thirds down like this. Whoops. Okay, if you look at the handout that goes with these pages, I also show you another way to play thirds, and that's between the second string and the fourth string. Okay, so there we're skipping a string between the two. This will have the same sound as the thirds that I played between strings 1 and 2. But I'm skipping a string there. Like that. Okay. You might have better luck with that one if you played it with a finger and a thumb rather than playing it with all thumbs. All right, well, I hope you find that useful and have fun practicing that. 2 other things really quickly. First of all, if you're not getting a page of my transcription every week, go ahead and sign up for the email that I send out every week with a new page of the Beethoven Pastoral Symphony. There's a link somewhere down here below in the video description. And finally, I do teach and I offer lessons. So if you're interested in studying with me, there's a link down below that you can look at for more information about that. Thanks. Have a great week.